In this video, we are going to make more adjustments to the lighting in the scene. We open Outliner and select Sky Dome IBL. Looking at the various attributes, we will go to the Light Emission tab and select Emit Light. Let's see what attributes we have. I'm going to leave that. Look at some of the other tabs here that is associated with the dome light, the shape. So we're actually going to turn on the light emission tab, emit light. We will do a test render. The environmental light is actually emitting light, so it has actually become a light source in itself. Because before, remember, we had just mapped on the image on it, and then we're actually seeing the colors reflected from the image. Now we're actually using that as a light source. So as you can see, there's a little change there in the way it is being rendered, the scene. You can see the background actually a little brighter. Scene looks a little bit more better. It's getting there. Bus, however, could perhaps do some more adjustments to the reflection there, as you can see. Okay, all right, so I think maybe we can do a little more work. So we're going to actually go ahead and see what we can do to the bus body there to kind of make some changes there. So we're just going to select the bus frame. Looking at the viewport settings, there are options which affects how the scene is displayed. The legacy option does not display the transparency and light sources, so we will leave the viewport 2.0 selection, which does a better job of interpreting how the scene is displayed. We select the bus body and make further adjustments to the reflectivity and glossiness, reducing it a bit and increasing the glossy samples values, which affects the noise quality of blurred reflections on the bus. Next, we will add a material to the bumper. Selecting the bumper and assign a new material. And we're going to go in and we're going to make a change to the name. Rename it to MIA Bumper Matte. And we're going to go ahead now, look at some of the areas we can make changes to, and go to the BRDF tab and adjust 0 degree of reflection, which affects the intensity of reflections directly facing the viewer. We then turn on metal reflection in the reflection tab and reduce the color and do a test render. We will do a box select, which is faster to show the key areas we want to see instead of a full scene render. How the bus frame and the bumper is reflecting the light and the environment. We will make further adjustments to the diffuse color, refraction transparency, and see how these values affect how the material reflects the environment. We could actually try something else. Let us see what else we can make adjustments to. As you can see, it's very dark. If we were to increase the transparency, well, actually let us make it transparent, so we're gonna leave that and come back again to the roughness. Maybe see and make it a little more shinier. Could perhaps bring down the color for the diffuse color, bring it down. See what that does. Even more. to make any changes there. In the reflection, maybe make some adjustments there. With the refraction, we'll bring down the refraction color. Let's see what that does. Actually, we want to make it look more like chrome. So we want to achieve a chrome effect. So we will make adjustments to the BRDF refraction color, giving it a bluish color so as to make it look more like chrome. And perhaps bring down the reflectivity a little bit more. In the BRDF, I will bring up back the 0-degree reflection back up there. Bring it down a little bit back there. And it's beginning to look a little more like chrome. We want to add materials to the bus grill. Selecting the grill, little areas here, those little objects that make up the bus grill. Just shift and select those, and I'm going to right click. We will assign the chrome material created for the bumper and see how that works out. Then we will bookmark the scene and do another test render on the other side of the bus. Switch the camera around to look at the other side of the bus and do a render and see what that looks like. Let's see how that works out. Let's do a box select instead. And let's see here how that looks. Alright, well, okay, so it's looking a little better. The bumper, at least, the bumper is a little too bright, so we will make the chrome a little darker and add more blue color. Try something with it here. We try the diffuse color, kind of bring it down a little bit, give it a little more bluish color there, bring down the values there. Try that. Should work a little better. Kind of turn off the ground there a little bit so we can see better what's happening. Alright. We now want to add materials to the headlights, so we select the headlights and assign a new material. And then, change the name. Rename it to MIA Headlight Matte. And adjust the colors to make it a yellowish color. Bring up the diffuse color a bit. Give it a yellowish tint. Bring up the values for that. Make some more adjustments there. We could probably try for the BRDF. Then adjust the reflectivity and smooth the mesh. We then assign the material to the other light and add smoothing, then do the same to the bumper and the grill. See, it's selecting the grill shape here. So we want to actually add some smoothing to those as well. Selecting the smooth mesh attributes in the shape node. We change it from cage plus smooth to the smooth mesh. Do the same for the headlights as well. Just leave that smooth mesh. I'm going to go ahead now and see if we can add some new material to the lights at the top of the bus. Those lights are kind of like the hazard lights. Next, we select the hazard lights and assign a new material. Select it there and add a material to it. So assign a new material. Change the name for the hazard light. Rename it and give it an orange reddish color. Rename that. And then for the diffuse color, I'm gonna give it like a reddish orange color. Adjust the values. Color there. Make it a little redder. Then assign the material to the other light. That material that we created for the other one, copy it over. Do the same, we turn it to a smooth mesh for the shape node. Alright, so smoothing that out. Time to save the scene. And then let's try and see now after we save it. We will do a test render. Taking a while, but it's coming up. You can see the bumper there and the lights, the headlights and the grill coming up. And from what we are seeing, it is looking better. The bus is reflecting the environment more accurately, but can use more tweaking. And see how it looks. Alright, you can see the hazard lights and the headlights. The lights can be more realistic. Maybe a little bit more of transparency, maybe a little more reflection. It's looking a little better. So those are areas here we could actually make more adjustments to. Bumper and the grill and the lights. In other areas we can see the mirror, the glass looking much better there. Can make more adjustments if we wanted to, but I suppose we could perhaps work with that for now. Bumper, of course, we could still maybe do more adjustments there, make it more reflective, make it darker. We want to look more like chrome. So you have a lot of options that you can do if you want to make changes to your scene. This is just some of the stuff that you can do to make the models and in the scene fit the style that you really want, because you're the person that are doing the work, and these are things that you can do to make your scene even more realistic or more cartoony. It all depends on what you want, you are able to make as much changes as you want. So we can bookmark it, and we can go through and see the progression of how we got to where we are, from beginning to where we are now, and how the environment is working. You can see we have worked on the mirror, the glass, the windows, and the body of the bus. Make different selections. So just to see how everything is working, do another test render. See how that is working out. It's actually rendering a little faster now. You can actually see it not so slow. So that's a good sign. You can actually see it looking pretty much. And I guess maybe where we are turning off the ground texture in the scene, in the workspace, maybe that also helps to make the scene refresh a little faster. So yeah, still could actually do some more. I mean, you have other areas of the bus that could actually do more work on. You can see how the scene is there, the ground, the environmental light is actually, remember we had turned on the emit light. So maybe the bumpers and the grill could actually use some work there to reflect the environment some more. You could actually see the ground more reflecting in the bumpers and the grill. That could be something we could consider. And how that is affecting the bumper there and the body. Well, the body looks a little better. Before it was very shiny and reflective, but now it looks more like a bus body. So we will select the bumper and reduce the glossiness and reflectivity a bit. We will leave the glossy samples. We will select the lights and make it more yellow and a little darker. Make it a little more yellow. We will then go to the Indirect Illumination Options tab. The FG/GI multiplier is a multiplier of the material's final gathering contribution. By default, a value of 1 equals what is defined in the render settings. We will then save the scene again.